Museveni is going to be embarrassed. How can your ministers and close member of your family be indicted for killing people and exporting organs when even did not kill for exporting organs? Are you see now? Over Museveni tapa wa you by Jabo Museveni. Mutoni wakujija ajitembe namba kunze namakuti ya gasente nze nagano bakolera. Give me money kati mbasonyi kayunga. Yes. Sinza genda mbo ngendera mu mwanda panti zamu ngendera mu bikoyi ngendera mbere mwanda panti zono mu lugosirwe yeba muwadde sente mbu yakulira akakiiko adde mu Serena yebake nze mbwamba kolere. I'm tired of working for you. I was poisoned 5 times. They hired the thugs to kill me. Tumwebaza hired the thugs to kill me. Naba wa milioni 5.
Naye go
anti ze sobola genda mutwaliro nga ndwadde. Can I go to government hospitals? I die immediately. So you have. Yeah. Nakalema arrested tukitakazi a son and a daughter. Nakalema Europe. Nibono gende wa. Nibono gende wa kabaka. Abubu natu bamanyi. This is mango is stinks also like Nakalema. Kandi tayinaka you know yo. Nakalema ziliko stinks like malwa toilet.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening and good morning. Nkola bwe ntukumante abantu muli banjawulo twinamu abagenda okwebaka tunaba bakazukuka tunobudenga bwa misana ngewafano mu Uganda. Kwe tuli n'omukulu Tamale Mirundi, the political analyst. Abamukoma mwagambe bigambo byayogera mubirabanga ebirooto oluusi muloza nti naavuma ate kasabe kayitawo ne mubiraba nti nga bituufu. Wali mu Gwanga temunsi is a political analyst. Twebaza omukama obulamu bwamuwadde ate tumwebaliza ddala naye yeebale kwekuma kooka ka COVID-19. Abasinga baafadda abamusinga okunyira baafadda.
Nze mbeera ne kagundi kange
akadagala aka professor
kondi ke yakola. Nze mbeera nako kakati nze kibeera kisibo okugamba nti nsobola okufuna COVID. Ekyokubiri ndi musajja mwewulize very arrogant man. You find him folding my hands. Kati nakwata ntya mu ngalo. This one is to remove the hammer. So when people come to greet me, I followed my hands. Therefore, I told you, nti abayino etima fetekatukwata. When I'm at home,
abayina etima
itikatukwata. Nze bwembeere ewange waka. Abaana b'okumulira tebasobola kuzanyira wange nga bwendi. Kakati ndakati. Batya.
Oli ego crew. Otisa.
Kakati nina gundi yo COVID wange.
Oyo professor akola COVID. Ode kuno nga tolese ne tufira ko.
Mwali mu mmotoka.
Batulete professor.
Ndetya ku mmotoka.
COVID professor yakola COVID yakola eddagala. Tulikozeseko court so
professor wo mu America.
Professor ali mu America oyo.
Ne muna Uganda bamuyita Hassan Chakulaga. Ali mu America ne yasoma viruses. Nono ye advisor wa Congress. Ne kati yali agala kulaba president ne bamulemesa. He was only helped by Kadaga. Nebaganti Magola mupi. But Magola is the one yakola bebakola sanitizer. At that time, the only solution was sanitizer. Today we have vaccinations. Bagendi bantu babageme. The problem is, tekatola be South Africa. Kavudde ku bantu bebagema nga tebalina akabuka ka siriimu. Kubanga bano mbagamba ti eddagala lino mwali badde muligezesa. The problem of getting donations is that one, these drugs are tested on their own people. Ekyokubiri nti for them they continue basigala nga bakyakola research. Naye gwe olinda bulinzi olinga omwana gwe babagera emmere.
Ye Uganda.
Yes.
Niate nga budget zitingana.
Variations in drugs. kakati go ofuna eddagala erivudde Norway nofuna eddagala erivudde India nofuna eddagala erivudde India nofuna erivudde China abantu baffe bakimanyi gundi ki how do you know nti do you get problems if you use different drugs singa okwata eri China n'oligatako eri Norway
oyinza okukola eri origin
kubuulira nti agenda ku second job akimaliri tigwe bagemaliri
I get your point. Yes. So kyali badde kinti oba ofuna erya China damero ofuna erya ki erya China ne wano bofuna erya India next time ofuna
anti kakato kiraba tulaba ffe mu Uganda
eddagala lya jinji nnyo
eddagala mweriri
Conaville
kakati nkugamba
sanitizer
nti a problem yaabwe aba government the problem is donations tugeze singa ogenda mukumbaga nga tolya nnyama ne kubaako enva endala kakati noyagala okuddayo ku buffet bakuwe emmere endala nosanga nga gubyole ebiweddewo mu Africa you switch on what is available kyobola nze mbagamba ti omwenge tegusobola kunnyonoona however much you advertise nti I'm a drinker because I drink out of my money I know the amount of beer I must drink. The moment I become a beggar to be donated the beer, then I will overdrink myself.
Kwa tosa kuchetu sako.
Kakati kyobola bantu mu Uganda osanga oluguudo lwe bakakola nga balutemamu abamazzi bayiseemu abesimu bayiseemu because these departments are different they are not under one ministry and they get money at different intervals.
Yo Conaville.
Kakati kye kizibu kye muyina nti kano
ka Conaville
kano
twete
yes
neze tumpa kembera nako kano kama
leta yobulala busatu obumuwe
leta busatu banage professor weba Tamale Mirundi ampadde Conaville sanitizer okuva professor kuva mu America nage neyanzege ngenda gemesa ngenda ku sanitizer
is called Professor Nazir and they are constructing a factory that will produce drugs at Matuga only for American market.
Oyongenda mulanga.
Yes, only for American market. But Ugandans, they don't know, they don't want. These policy makers, the parliamentarians, all of these people are not informed because they come from villages. The factory that produces HIV alleviating drugs in the East and Central quality chemicals is found in Uganda. Factory ekole eddagala eriweweza kawuka ka sirimu mu East ne Central ne Southern Africa Uganda. Naye if it was not me factories yali baddewo
wali kubira ekikopo
nali mu State House company eyo eddagala yalijja ku company ya Buyindi bagita Sipula. The head of Sipula visited Uganda and he was kept for 3 hours before meeting Museveni. Mbabazi and Mukula we are against the factory thinking that it belonged to Kenya vice president. Kakati what happened? The man told me, what's your job here? The Sipula man. I said I'm the spokesperson of the president. Do you have time to talk to him? Yes, I said yes. When you talk to him, tell him that he is the only African president who has kept me for 2 hours waiting for him. Era Museveni bwe yabasisinkana yagaana factory yagigoba kubanga Mukula n'Embabazi bali bagita yani ya Bukenya. Kozi Katongole unagikulira mama we Munyankole. Mukula mama we Munyankole speaks fluent Kinyankole. Nunu gundi vice president bawe Munyankole mwesana bali baawukanye ne kati engeri ebintu byabiguddemu awo bawa akomawo muli agonjo lwafuka yigigi kakoza n'akomawo kubanga kati bagala okubeera mmale naye nze ebyo tubinkola.
Okay, so n'olw'ensonga ekwe tuli ku flashlight in Uganda awamu ne Tamale Mirundi the political analyst ono mu ggwanga nga weetuli okubaweereza ensonga nnyingi nnyo ezibaddewo mu ggwanga ate ne zikyatambula essaawa zino. Ensonga enkulu yonna kikulu kya byonna olunaku olwaleero mujjukira bulungi mukwano gwaffe muto waffe gwe bakuba wano Jews recently Mirundi n'agamba nja bakolimira nja kubaloga nja kusamira paka mufiirwe emirimu gyammwe kati nakakiraba oyo gwe bayita omukulu CMY boss
yes
Abel Kandiho
those who battered my son
kati eddogolo likola kati wamuloze Kandiho
who battered my son said they were coming directly by Kandiho and I knew the reason why Kandiho was after me. When I record my tapes, sometimes I send them to the president.
Mukuti wahaburo.
I recorded a meeting where two people were plotting to undermine Muhoozi special forces. They said, they told the president that Nope was plotting to burn the city, which was
wrong.
Wrong. Museveni told these people that if my Bazukuru want to burn the city, arrest them, don't torture them, but we should create rehabilitation centers for them because they are misled. Bo bano baali baagala kwandamayininga special forces na kulia sente nemba recording kati Kandiho yakitegeera bo mu bujinga bwabwe they don't know how to deal with an arrogant man like me. A self-made person has two weaknesses. I'm a person with a disability. This is what people don't know.
Which department are you disabled?
I'm disabled.
Who are you?
Disabled man. Arrogance. Natural arrogance. A self-made person has two problems, disabilities. He lacks spare parts and he does not attribute his success to anybody and he lives a simple life.
Mirundi?
Yes. Until when he appointed me advisor not to go there.
Wakowa?
Auntie Nedda, I've been your chief advisor as press secretary and spokesperson. Then you tell me something else. Chino sikitufu. Sija genda yo. Iranze sentence here, ako katoke ni Museveni yakamba. There is a conference of advisors, I cannot go there. I'm not an advisor in the real sense. Two, even if I was an advisor, why should I? What is the disparity? Is wisdom measured? Osanga omu taina gari wa milioni emu. Advisor omulala taina office. Advisor omulala aina milioni ana. Advisor omulala mu kitundu. Tell me the disparity. Why should I be in the category that gets the lowest amount of money? That is a casino. That's not a salary. A master's man cannot get that salary. You were joking.
Nemirundi. Nekali.
Kakati nkugamba nti nze n'ebyuma byange nze mbyetera mu ssente. Miso
okujja ko professor oluyeka yakuteeka mu ssente.
Mirundi nabantu tebanteekamu.
Ii naawe.
Mirundi internal security organization yiso. I recorded these people. At times I give them the president recordings, but he does not finance my machines. I don't get any money from government to run the data. But I help government. I help individuals.
You're whistleblower.
Kakati nkubulira ne gamba. Bakandiko bensobi gye baakola mu recording. Bakandiko ensobi gye baakola. Bo kye baakola bakandiko. Baayagala twandamaini Muhoozi. This is why nabulya Bobi Wine ne mugato genda Kayunga bagenda kutta. Bo baali baagala tupulanga this country into a civil war. Esasi Kayunga lyamuyita wano. Museveni namuvinga in nagoba gundi eri head of the special forces nazawo Muhoozi. Because batekangawo nga bateekawo tweets nga nti Muhoozi alwana nani
ne Bobby.
The person who is undermining Muhoozi is a close family member. Mu family ya Museveni mwali. Nti bo balowooza ti the battle is between the two people. Therefore, if I undermine Muhoozi, chobala babbye nnyo. Are you aware that this organic case started in Hague yesterday?
It started yesterday, we understand.
And they are insisting to Mwebaze must go. Museveni is going to be embarrassed. How can your minister and the close member of your family be indicted for killing people and exporting organs when even did not kill for exporting organs? Bali bankuba mbo ba anteke mu mpale ngolo gosirwe bungane kwogera antwala asuleyo mbere wansi nalije patuniyo batu Mwebaze mwaso mutwe 8 years
ne wamuwona
bampona nalinja batta nakati ne tusika na mulifuti ewandula omulambo. Even Museveni cannot reconcile us. They must pay me first. If I'm considering yes saving by no consasula sent before unconditional surrender of money. Kakati nkugamba nti abo bagundi bakola ebintu ebi bakandiho why
bagakuta junior.
I think kandiho bali balowooza ne mukazi wange bamutagitinga bamutte. I was poisoned 5 times. They hired the thugs to kill me. Tumwebaza hired the thugs to kill me. Nabawa million atano. Nemba wabiri. I rang the president is sister Maria. Nimbaga nti wuna yagala. I have evidence against him, against tumwebaza. Oyo omulezi wali batamvudde ko njaba kubamba malewo. Kakati okuba oyo omwana balowooza nti they can intimidate me. Mbozani yankubya I refuse. Kaki naleta $5 naleta n'emirala. Nti gundi muhoozi azikuweereza ngenda okutegeera nga si muhoozi. Kaki was sitting with the 2 generals. Nga batidde. What they don't know, kambulire bakandi habo. Andazazi babirungi be bajja okutwala. Babirungi bajja batwala. There are 2 factors these people are forgetting. One, these people wanted to dodge security, but Kandiho was close to this man, to Luaboko. Very close people. That one I know. At one time he suggested to the president that my machine should be handed to Kandiho or Yiso, back control it. Luaboko cannot control me. Namulabanga Muavu. If marrying the president's daughter, give you privilege wealth, I will also wait and marry the daughter of the next president. Ninga tanjuze tayinza kunjuka.
Oganyo kujoga.
Tasobola. Kakati nkugamba. There are 2 factors the Kandikos are overlooking. One factor is in order to avoid, because these people could not go to Museveni and tell him that Luaboko had a presidential project. Luaboko wants to be president. And he believed, wrongly believed, that his arch-rival is Muhoozi.
Which is not true.
It could be. Neyanti fenkubuli akokaba kazu. When a system produces a kazu, you are only 2 people rivaling. Kitegeeza omwatta munne. And if 2 dogs fight over a bone, a third one that has not participated in the fight takes the bone.
As when they are fighting the 2?
Yes.
When the 2 are battling?
Yeah, when the 2 are battling.
So the third one will come
leave
automatically.
the bone and
take it.
Yes.
Okay.
This is what happened in Kenya. Moi outsmarted the Kikuyus. Because Chibaki and Njonjo could not come together. None of them could give way to the other. Kakati wano tuchimaze tumukbiye jokuba bamuyinda itinza n'avaawa. Omwana agenda kusikira sheke ne bakwatire bwandeke yango oli embizi. Luaboko izinda ite. Ate kati anagendawo.
Okay.
Kakati nkubulira ne gamba 2 factors. One, these people in Europe, the American strategists cannot remove Museveni at the moment. Museveni is a stabilizer of the region.
No, yes, Museveni being a stabilizer of the region, Tetuganyi, yes. But how applicable is it when our nation, our country, ourselves, we are not stable?
And in Kubulira, we are exporting peace.
We are exporting peace when we don't have peace.
You, in international relations, we say, any country that cannot sacrifice its children for both domestic or international interests is not a nation. This is where the Chinese fare badly. I've never seen, sometimes you see Chinese peacekeepers, but a man who can send troops across the border without consulting parliament, very powerful.
It is such a man.
Rwanda. This is Rwanda. Nti Rwanda yagenze Mozambique, negenda Ludawa, negenda Central Africa. Soldiers, so you must have interest beyond your borders. We are in Somalia, we are in Equatorial Guinea, we are in a country's influence is measured by geography, its geographical position, the population, military prowess, and the ideology of its leaders. This is what a country means. To America, in NATO, the standard weapon of NATO is an American weapon. The command of NATO forces is an American general. Why? It contributes many soldiers than the other members. At one time when Nigeria was still a nation, at time Nigeria at one time hired even mercenaries. And I've heard that bakola haramu, it has Luganda speaking people. Kakati echo chichimu. To Kenya, we are experimenting. We don't know what will come out after Uhuru Kenyatta. The hatred between Raila and Ruto is well known. So we don't know. Even the election cannot easily be predicted. Ruto is a smart guy, very strategic, and the UN has not invoked Ruto's news. They released Uhuru Kenyatta, but Ruto, why are they keeping quiet? They must know. Trying to undermine Ruto can create problems. Will the Kikuyus, who are being pumped like babies, will they vote Raila? Because of their tradition, the traditional hatred they have. So the balance, Kenya is still at the crossroad. Tanzania, when Tanzania invaded Uganda to remove Amin, it never benefited at all. In fact, Nyerere spent a lot of Tanzanian resources to the liberation, the state frontier states. But today, when you ask what Tanzania benefited from liberating this country, these countries, it is Pan-Africanism, as Museveni says. So that is also important.
That's true.
Yes. But when you look at Congo, these people are established at the cut of the whole area, because this whole area is occupied by Bakonzo.
Do you want to tell me about the ADF of Bakonzo?
Yes.
Do you have evidence?
I'm telling you, Baruku. Because we did not look at a situation. We were happy when we are restoring kingdoms. Museveni looked at Buganda kingdom alone. But when we compare the restored kingdoms, Buganda is the weakest. Is among the weakest. Why? When you talk about Sebei, Ruto is a Kalenjin. You see, Ruto can come to attend cultural functions in Sebei. Bakalenjin.
Because they are nearby.
Yes. When you see the king of the Bagisu, there is a district. These are Luyas in Kenya. So their king is where?
Is within.
When you look at these Ruos, the king of the Ruos, where is he? In Uganda. There is no difference between this DP man. Mawe is a Ruo. And Raila Odinga is a Ruo.
Okay.
Kakati nkubulira.
Njaga today.
Yes.
Nkubulira.
When it comes to Kasese, those of us who follow things, in fact, let me tell you, to give you a clear picture. The Bakonzo can be compared to the Kurds. The Kurds who are occupying some parts of Iraq and Turkey. They number more than 10 million people, but they don't have a nation. They don't have their own country. I don't know why. I don't know why the British punish them not to create a country for them. When you see Barbados, 250,000 people. The Bakonjo who are in Uganda, they are the same Bakonjo who are in Congo, in Kivu, where we are operating. So, an attack on Mumbere's palace meant an attack on the whole of Bakonjo, because their king is here. Mumbere means the firstborn. There's his brother called Chibanzanga. Chibanzanga means son of a man in Rukonjo. So when Mumbere's palace was attacked, his brother was appointed to be a minister, but he did not influence any events. He ended up embarrassed, and he moved from Kasese to Bundibuj, where we was decisively defeated. And since then, I don't know whether Museveni is still in contact with him. Kakati mwavu. Tasobola kukola ki? Kakati bwe tuba tusoma terrorism. Terrorists come to serve a certain purpose, to feel a virtue.
Yes.
Kakati.
Yes.
Museveni bwe yajja yaga nti babbi obululu. Bwali bubwe.
Bwali bw'abantu.
Bwali bwa DP. But DP failed.
The
people who supported Museveni initially, Paulo Mwanga used to believe Museveni bw'aba bamubba obululu agende ewaabwe. jabalwanira. Paulo Mwanga took people from Luwero to visit Masakanti Mbalala ababuli obubolutalo. Teri Museveni to get out of Luwero. Ngatamanyi nti ngoma lwaki. Kato keepers. Kakati
aba west.
Yes. Gundi Lebanon, when the Israelis annexed 80 square miles at the border to defend themselves, they extended the border. Hezbollah came in to bolster the security of Lebanon. And they own hospitals, they own ambulances, they own. This Islamic state in Somalia found anarchy in Somalia. They restored peace using Sharia law. Rape a woman will kill you. Ati kulinda kakati nkugamba nti nabana ba ADF, why are they in Congo? They are in Congo because Congo is a very big country.
True.
And it has fragile administrative units. The Congolese government can only have a presence of control in big towns like Beni. Outside the city, there is no Congolese presence. So because and this area is occupied by the Bakonzo. ADF, in spite of its religion, provided order in those areas. I'm telling you. Yes. They have marijuana gardens. They have been recruiting younger people. They have the chiefs there are bribeable. And this man, Baluku, according to my MISO reports, sources, Baluku was seen several times in Kasese, donning military uniforms and with escorts. Where did he originate? Baluku was a sheikh, a prominent sheikh in Kampala, and he sat on many Islamic councils as a sheikh. The Baruch they are talking about.
Chichali chikambe. Nze my biggest interest mu topic eno kiri nti naletazo kumanya nti ebintu bino byakomekereza wa muto wange bwesibwa amannyo oyo Tamale Junior muto
atega kimaze nkugambye nti this man bamutaddeko sanctions neta zimanyi zitegeeza
neta bimanyi.
I've told you that apart from the monitor, the book the editors were illiterate, semi-illiterate. And I told the Nabakova, I told the Bariomonse and the Gwanga, you don't know what we mean by travel bans or sanctions. If America imposes sanctions on an individual like they have done, one, he cannot train in the USA and its allies. Therefore, he will never access all the allies, including Kenya. At the moment, he cannot land in Kenya. But Tumwebaza has an estate in Kenya. At the moment he lands there, they grew up him like a grasshopper. He's a wanted man.
Okay.
Chokubiri, nti America or any other allied member to America, if they wanted to give money or training facilities to same way, we will have to go. He will not go. Two, why do they steal money? They steal money because they have families in Europe. Yes.
Go to ina family
ngatomba. Andi kugambye bayina abana babo bonna ekibataddde mu organic case. Bayina families who are affected by the travel ban. Kati akugamba sina kyenjagala mu America. Oba talina kyayagala mu America, let us look at his passport. Tagenda ngako mu America.
Just ngam stamp singa zijudde.
Omukazi bwakuganda noga nti afuuse mubi. Lwaki wakwanya omubi? Grapes are sour. He needs to go to America, but he cannot do. Even Bukede, which says that this man will continue doing his work. It cannot be.
He can't remain the same.
And we are now running a joint operation, and it's the same way. Military intelligence. We have other partners. Even the emission, even people in the Somalia. If any money, that money must go. He should be educated on this. He should not rely on people like the editors who are illiterate, semi-illiterate. Nkubulidde yono yawedde. Tasobola ne bwalwala kakati kankubulire. If you cannot treat simple cases kati Lukwago bamutwala Kenya nga olwadde covid kubanga eri tebakyayina bintu bya munnyindo otula mu kasenge ko bwoti oxygen najja will he not receive training? His children will be traced and come back. Is he only the option? These people have families abroad. That's why they are not interested in improving our academic standards. Abana babu bali bweru. His children and the family members and the close relatives will have to come back.
Okay.
So it is a very serious, but it is a warning. You know, money. What do you want to know? I tell you, this man was not in the government. No, you're joke. Abantu abajoge. Yajja ne mu government atujoge. Kakati bamukwatidde. Ejjoka linamugwa mutwe. Yali ne kandiko. Abamerika ne babakwata. N'ebibye ebijja ebyono bijjidde ku border naye ebyono bijjira ku bus. Tujja mulaba konka naye ejjogo lirikakkanyeeko. I've told you.
No, sometimes speaking in a philosophical way.
Let me tell you. The Americans, these Europeans and Americans, use different propaganda slogans. Regime change. These people are not interested in regime change. Why? Museveni is still in charge, but he's suffering. His government is suffering from indecision, inertia. Joge nsiyo nana ajijoga na ajiteka mwanda wezi ngolu gosi takwatibwako kuba intelligence emutya kakati Museveni cheba mukoze abo babirungi bonna bajja pakwata boba mu kuita kuwawagula
balimu.
Yes, the international community cannot remove Museveni's regime because Museveni's regime is needed. Museveni is a stabilizer in the region, a person who can order. ADF defeated 7,000 soldiers from Sadaka. Baba kubade baduka. Yes.
How many?
70,000 soldiers
from
Malawi now. That's why even the international community is praising Uganda. It's a joint operation. Naye bayina okumanya kiri kimu. They are not going to come back immediately. These are Bakonjos they have merited in the Bakonjo society. Oyo baluko na amujjawo. Baluko will disappear. Boba ebibira babibadde mbalinga nkima. Do you know these areas? What they are going to do is to merit and wait you to come back.
So bakulira mu miti.
Nkubulidde kakati when you go to Kasese, you can go to Kasese through the mountain and you go to Bundibujo. These people are used to the mountains. Mountains are not easy.
Okay.
Era ne bokedde obusiru bwa bokedde editors bagambye bafunye simanyi kano kasulu. They explaining the fierce battle. Olutalo kafungula nkete, which means a Kano is explaining that a fierce battle ensued between the heavily armed Ugandan forces UPDF with the Ramutaga ADF.
Okay.
Chikutegeeza nti to me
point njifunye.
We must inoculate our people that we are not going there for a walkover. Kayihura went there and defeated them. They have regrouped. Muhoozi went there and landed in Galamba. Koni disappeared, but the same fellows have regrouped. So what does it mean? It means two things. Like the USA that was in Afghanistan for 20 years. The Israelis were in Lebanon for 20 years. We should be prepared for 20 years. We must train the Congolese army, change their administration to be in charge outside their cities. We should ensure that our soldiers don't take women. Fortunately, bali to Congo bwabwe nga bulinga enchima bwabula ddate buliwo. Who has how many Congolese women do you see? Bwaduka ne buddayo. Our men we are more powerful than the Congolese. That's why the Congolese women went back. Do you see the Congolese women around? In the barracks.
Baddayo.
Ibaddayo bano bali powerful nnyo.
Okay. Tukyali kumpera okoleza awamu ne mukulu Tamale Mirundi. Ebintu bingi bisanyusa ate mu binyiza. Ebyo byakandiho mu biwulidde n'otawuleko nga mu biwulidde.
Is not kandika alone. Wali woman
not tumanyika.
Wali woman eyatula ne kandika Abamerika ne babakwata mu miezi.
Nonyiga bebe.
Ense namuwumulako. Ngone mutubani kwa kajiji bwe bamwetaage Hague. This is a cleaning exercise for Uganda. Abantu banawumula ku bulenzi buno obujoze ensi. Ebujinia ku mutwe ne bujinyalako.
Oh. Awo tuveewo. Olunaku olwaleero tujidde ku mpewo nga naye Uganda celebrating anti-corruption day. So tugezaako okwebuuza kino kikyasoboka Uganda okuva mwene embeera kwanda mmwe naddamu ba Mr. Mirundi abaddeko mu government nga mugikolera mulese corruption buli wamu
no
ne mukomulama mu corrupt
the population. You see, when you look at Europe was also corrupt
at one time.
Yes, primitive capitalism. Where do you get people who can slaughter their own people in hospitals?
Nga batunda organs.
Fetufunyo ayi sisema ina. Oba Museveni tabawayo bajja bo musisimi. Mutoni wakajija ajitembe.
Baba?
Chairman ajitembe. Batembane balira. This is a global village.
Where we
the money they have been accumulating bazikwatidde Bulaya. I've told you Franka Tumweba cannot enter Kenya. You can't say anything.
Agenda sigala yetolera
most of the money they babadde babba bazikwatiddeyo. It will teach them something else. Two, they have a wrong perception about money. Nti lwaboga sobola okufuka president agaba sente because the richest man ozijewa ozijewa ngabantu bagoba kunyanja no benunia no kwata amata no katunda no kwata amaliba tekaina bay
na asobola okujja babongo bafaze.
One of the reasons of ADF nti abasiramu babagobye mbintu byonna original ebyali ebyabo taxi bajitutte baleta basi akamiro kabafuukira akamiro bote bakuta kalo makisa kugamba nti when leaders involved in stealing they become appetitive. Buli kamune bakabojja balinga misota buli kamune bakabojja buli kamune kuba balowooza nti others will be running boys for them, others babalowooza nti they will be a hunting dog for them. Oyina okuba hunting dog ye ajeyo sente bogende ku kakiiko kaye sente azina bwembwa okole. We cannot. Kakati the issue is the corrupt will be caught. Nakalema is not fighting corruption.
Is she promoting?
Nakalema is an agent of these people. Nakalema, whenever Nakalema, you see Nakalema there, I can give you 4 examples. One, Museveni borrowed money from the World Bank, $400 million. 400. Put it in there. And he had put in his manifesto that the 804 villages would benefit. The money disappeared. Those who were in there, the 2 of them, told these people, Museveni at one time wondered, are these idiots still breathing Ugandan air? They said directly refused to arrest them. The gentleman urged, we were just conduits. Money was stolen by big people because they wanted to influence the elections, but to the parliament bajiwamba. They steal from government, but we sent amukalulu. Kakati, abasajja babagamba, if we want to arrest us, you must get a judge who will grant us a bail. 2, we should not be charged by stealing money. We should be charged by failure to monitor money. The 2 cases are different. Has Nakalema arrested them?
No.
Nakalema is just...
So, you see, Mirundi, I would like to...
Let me give you another example.
Give an example, then give us the way forward.
Exposes Nakalema. Nakalema, using highlights in the media, bagula obuguzi, yagamba nti mu Bank of Uganda bapulizize extra money. Zario. The extra luggages that came in that plane that was not supposed to go anywhere because it was carrying currency were identified. Mandela and this MTN man. Mbiri, were they called to make a statement? Was there money? Nakalema was being used to get rid of this man who was director of currency ya mujawo. Nakalema alikwatibu. Ni bwana agende wa Nabagereka ina value. Nabagereka should tell us the amount of money she collects ngazije mugundi mu bisakati. To go to
so
you prefer omanyiba yagenze nga amanyi bwagende wamayi ganja mukuba nono tumubanje ni Nabagereka ne ye ina accountability problem.
Yes. Ebya Buganda mbivuddemu za sibisobola
matayina.
Ebya Buganda
kugenda Nakalema reya tekikwatako. Nakalema mu Bank of Uganda there was no money. Nakalema Museveni contacted Kitaka, the late Kitaka, was an old man. He started his chemical industry in 1969. Welcome Uganda Limited, an expert on cow diseases. Museveni contacted him because they created mwana tumwebaze buli wabera naye sena wona tumwebaze banange mutusabire tumwebaze atembe singa n'atemba ne tumwebaze n'atemba n'entuye pusi n'etemba ne Nakalema n'atemba ensi enaawumulamu kakati kankubuulira
anti corruption mu ggwanga Uganda
Nakalema gw'omuwaana agende wono kutubanja sente z'ebisaakaati kakati Nakalema gw'omuwaana
yatasize ettaka
yakwata tayina mubbi
bagambe yanunudde ettaka lya Buganda naddira maama n'abagereka
anti nkubuulire ettaka lya Buganda lyetaaga kununula lirina ebyapa both of them are confused nyinza okwogera ekirala
Mirundi
kati ndeka tontwalayo ebyo byannasimanyi
baveeko tuveeka
tombulya bya Buganda
tuveeko
ettaka lya Buganda eri kakati ettaka lya Nnabagereka nga liri luddawo ettaka lya Namasole lye tunoonya ani alirimu ate onayina ettaka tuliwulire engalabi z'emitwe zisejjembe kawuuba ngalabi kale bayibuli egamba balekawo bye basaana okukola kuba kakati betekami akalimu kati kapapala Nakalema is completely useless. Nakalema is her credibility stinks. Haliko stinks like malwa toilet. Kakati nkuboli. Nti bwakwata Museveni yagamba kitaka. Nti genda onkubire ente zange eddagala. Nakalema connived ne batu mwebazaabo ne Kabushenga ne bakuba eddagala ne bakuba ente za Museveni eddagala efu. Eryakitaka baligana. Nakalema arrested tukitaka a son and a daughter. Nakalema yurupe. Nibuno gende wa Kabaka. Abubo natubamanyi this is Mengo is stinks also like a Nakalema. Mengo stinks, it's called the stinks. Where do you find people? Where Museveni can tell you mwe temugoba bantu bange mutaka. Over the Kabaka and Museveni would make such a statement. Why are they talking about Buganda Land Board? Buganda Land Board must be a national institution, but it cannot be a company between two shareholders, the Kabaka and his son. How can we entrust this to govern all Buganda properties? It should be the Kabaka's properties only. Buganda's properties are separated. This is where Mayanja comes in. I support Mayanja. But the only problem Mayanja does, he uses newspapers that don't understand what he says. It would be better for Mayanja himself to come. There's sensationalism. I don't recognize the Kabaka. That's not the important. Whether the Kabaka is called the Sabataka or Kabaka, it doesn't matter. Does he have political powers? No. So for me, a political science, I'm different from Mayanja. Mayanja looks at as a legality, I look at it differently. I add history and political science and logic and mass communication. Nkugamba Nakalema temuli.
So ebyanti corruption
tebiriyo
tebija
kubanga ababba sente ba munju. When a hunting dog, you go with a hunting dog as a hunter and you see it coming back to kuita okuwerera in between your legs, it has detected the python or a leopard. Yes, I'm a hunter. I would expect the eye, because the eye gigi looks for present tense. Where does Nakalema come in? The Auditor General for after 6 months. Nakalema's office is nowhere to be seen. He's outside, director of side leaders. He's a Kemusezi, a witch, is a wicked dancer. He's a witch who is dancing on the grave of somebody without providing. Cannot exact her. Kakati nkugamba. Ekizibu kya Uganda kirimu population. Nti bana abasajja kati baakuba Kasolo minisita we wafaagwe babbe ettaka lyawa era tumwebaze bajja kukubira bakwasa omutwe kati baagala kubba ttaka lya Sangobbe mbu bali wadde ab'ebinazi kubanga government buys land. Kakati tumwebaze naye gumulezi gwata wumula lwaki tobba wamwe Kamwenge lwaki ojja ewaffe era kye baakozeyo kimanyi nayamba Kasolo ne batamukuba ne bamukuba najja Museveni namu mbawo obutambi bwamukolako. Kakati Kasolo bayatta omuntu omusango gwalagawo naye mumujoze ensi buli omu yenna n'alinamu mulowooza Kasolo alinamu abaagala abantu bonna bemujoze babaagala. I was supposed to go to Kayunga. People rang me. Yes, nalowoozezza. I went to Kayunga and evaluated. If I supported Nantaba's side, Nantaba was ringing me up to today. When you tell people that Mirundi is coming, bantu bajjula kuba you have my track record. Naye nalowoozezzamu, I evaluated. When in Nantaba, when I support in Nantaba as a candidate, it means the Nupu man will go through the Nupu candidate because NRM is going to split his vote. They wait. They say, Gutwe, so many professors, Agalem Wokosamis, Chijan Chiba, Chigala Mamma, no Joe Sanga, or your Smith Navakus away in Ari. Telling Yanga you in an election. When you have a by-election, why don't you go and find out what made heroes? And when younger you, I have helped them. If I ventured into Kayunga, they would lose. Because in Zabantu money, Timbera you, and I'm telling you, one of the biggest factors affecting this is that the constituency is a district. And in Nantaba represents a district. Nantaba does not want a person who will disorganize her. That's one. But if Nantaba continues with his candidate, what does it mean? It means he's going to split the votes into two. The Nupuman will defeat them. Yes, that one over woman will defeat them. This is what I sensed, and I left it. I don't want to be blamed for their failures because they are amateurs and they are money makers. There is no ruling party that fears a by-election. Why? You know it through the electoral commission. Two, all of the devils of government converge in one place. You look at what made you fail. What did the people demand? Nemubitereza. Newa gundi agenda kugwa. Nabakova je kugwa. Kubanga tebayina kye bakoze. N'abakunzi n'amakuti ya gasente nze nagano bakolera. Give me money. Kati mbasonyiye Kayunga. Yes. Siyinza genda mbo ngendera mu under panties zamu. Ngendera mu bikoyi. Ngendera mbere mu under panties zono mu Lugosirwe. Yeba muwadde sente mbu yakulira akakiiko. Adde mu Serena yebake. Nze mbwamba kolere. I'm tired of working for you.
So in other words,
ndikolera mu ndala.
Government MP.
Yes.
Erimukonda temufayo kale.
Nenga sijogeddwa. Nti somebody pockets the money. You guys are hunting a dog. Museveni directed me in writing. It write books. I normally said books. Kwolu. Antike mwanda we. Ngolu gosirwe.
Wabigana.
Nagana.
Out of
that boy will never come. That man will never come.
Okay, all right, that's it. Kati anti-corruption eno yo. Yamukuluti babu.
Besoboka.
Nakale mayagambye. There is no order above this time.
Gambi tayinaka, you know yo. Nakale maziriko distinct like malwa toilet. Taina kantu nakamu. Nakalima is a failure who is fighting for survival because we have an active aigigi. Nakalima tayina kantu nakamu I can predict. Nakalima bulijala say yonna failure is being used to get rid of people in government but ekwa ababwe. Whenever she comes, go genda okuwoza ngaba ne babba sente ze katosi ne bakoba byandala. We know these people. I was with them for 14 years. I know them. What happened to the $400 million that Museveni situated in World Bank?
Nza kuntangaza muko.
Tumbuza nakali matemuli.
Tumuveko kale.
Tagala kudda mukogera. I don't want to hear that.
Kale tumuveko ne
nakali
corruption yeko.
Nakali stinks more than corruption.
Kale.
What is the purpose of the anti-corruption court?
Okuja ke yembera.
Etia. What are the anti-corruption court is stinks more corruption than itself. Omwana nga hamu nateka sente ze mu banka de bazibba n'abawabira ekiwanuka najja ne bakifuula political kubanga Kalugere n'ekiwanuka beebamu kati bakifuula political we sente za hamu ziremeddeyo mbu bamwavuwaze. What type of people are this? Banka teyina sente kiriza toyina sente z'omwana mwazibba but kiwanuka is ringing gundi nja mukuba akatambi yeewuunyi ate kiwanuka asaana okwegendereza omanyi mu family mulimu obulombolombo jjajja wa kiwanuka Jolly Joy kiwanuka yali wa express naye amini yakinja mukinja uyo omwana bayinza omukinja nga jjajjaawo ngadda mu byobusiru simanyi ngenda kusasula bagula paaka eriwo abagula paaka baliwo they were 7 nti ate bali 11 did they sell to the four anoonya sente ne munne mandatory vaccination gwe mandatory vaccination eddagala lyabwe baga nti liwedde wagula eddala oyo omwana jagenda bubi kiwanuka is destroying the judicial and Museveni's government because he went there with different interests. Balowooza mu ssente bajja zibalisisa ojja kulaba abadduka tusanga amakutiya ga ssente mumulowooza walabako balutwanga badduka mu northern Uganda balekayo ekutiya za ssente nolaba bwe badduka bakiwanukanga badduka bwe kiri abiko bubi nekyeyuzaamu ojja kulaba nga adduka kiwanuka adduka ng'ate banne bo baddukira ddamu helikopita badduse tebajja mubuulirako olyokola bwe badduka
ne bannange analysis jembadde simanyi nti no bintu byunya okusinga okunya okunakani naye kale tutambulirawo nga tumaliza mukulu Mirundi eggwanga lya Uganda lyewuunyisa ate lisesa batugambye COVID-19 awakabye ennyo nti ali mu kona atuuse ku Mande bali mwenda leero bali ana mu mwenda.
Monitor started by saying that we shall not reach the World Health Organization target, but what are monitor is being used by the Chiwanukas who want mandatory. But when you use mandatory testing, it means bajakuga shortage. But it must store. Net the Kuruno Kalifeko. What are you going to do? The more I told you that the problem in Africa is that Africans have been fed by the same government on wrong information for a long time. And whatever happens in Africa becomes a referendum.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Museveni knows that don't force people to be vaccinated. Two, like in South Africa, these drugs drug does not have after effects. So that's why Museveni himself leaves himself with a room that and he says whether vaccinated or not vaccinated. Museveni says, don't force these ordinary people like Muchoma, don't tax them. They pay tax by drinking beer. Me what I know what Museveni is going to do. Those who have not, the students that have not been vaccinated will not have, they not enter what? Exams. They not go to school. Because they will die and then the people take advantage. So Museveni knows the catchment areas. He's opposed to Chiwanuka. Chiwanuka is having linkages with somebody who brought to here stockpiles of drugs. They are expiring. This is why Chiwanuka comes in mandatory. If people get infected, after effects, will you pay? Why are you forcing government to pay? Why do you pay? Chiwanuka, do you have credibility? That's Chiwanuka. How many people know Chiwanuka? Apart from working with the Kalugiri. The only thing that can market Chiwanuka is to work with the Kalugiri. Who knows him? And he explains because they expect money. Now when I said that sports attracts people, Oito Joko had the coffee, this boy came. This sports gundi abadaja. Nachwala na agalu. Kati balogoza kubira Museveni mu sports. Ojja kulaba yona akoze team y'abaddusi. Abaddusi bwe bakoma 1. Museveni yababuuza. Which card you are? Muzeyi twaziguze
neje ya Moses Kipsiro.
Wajirabye wa?
Nagama timu yake ina.
Agisobola.
Tagisobola.
Gabba ni dukani gabba gogalowoleza mu bubbi. The problem you see you are lucky. You have me, I tell you too. You don't have an opposition. If you had an opposition, this government would not last the next 3 years.
Opposition.
People would pound the street.
Opposition weri.
Tell you yabwe. Sajana na benyama na bamata na bamaliba na alumbe nyanja. Na logoza nanga jakunteka mwanda weyaze how?
No bigana.
I will die a pauper.
So what's your advice for COVID-19?
Nemubera minister who is indicted.
What's your prediction? Are we likely to be locked down again?
Wow. But you call it Bagala, they are looking once these mafias are determined. What their determination is to ensure that the people are vaccinated. Kuba ina drugs is expiring. Chiwanuka is linked to a person who brought in the country stockpiles in sanitation. Enita kuluna mulezi kukoleko kulosi obonzita nzita kuluna kukoleko kulosi bolinzita bali kutta olinzita kumacha bali kutta lwaggulu ejogero ne likugwa mu mutwe notegera nti mu nsi ensi siyo tonnagifuga batangira kuddakala. They have stockpiles ligenda ku expiring. The only way of using their drugs is to create forceful vaccination. Nga Chiwanuka ali nono Chiwanuka ali ne munne Kiwanuka is destroying the judiciary and this government because he's very arrogant, very young, he thinks he's important because he's working with the Karugiris. This is a problem. Museveni is a problem. Such a person wouldn't have been an attorney general. Okubanga Museveni ajja kwesanga nga Kiwanuka abaleetedde ebizibu in future ng'ebintu bya Kiwanuka byakola biri linked ne chambers za mukoddomiwe mukwagala ssente kwa kika kimu abatakuta era baloya bebamu bebakulira elections era be baloya benaalemu era be mwabalala bali eki bw'oli obukunkumuko ne bugwa wansi kapa zinaalyaki
bolekere kapa wati
embwa girekere ku bulenge buli kamu kuba balina mentality you must be hunting a dog for somebody.
Okay, all right. Mudachika ngatuva kumpe omukulu Mirundi. In your personal opinion, ADF yagambye Uganda kusoka kutusonyiwa kuchukua chetu wako.
Si kituufu. These people, you see, when Museveni said there is a group called Amnesty, this is a stupid man. There is nobody who did bagala budget kubba.
Oh.
These people are stupid. Sirunyo is an idiot. Ekyagenze mu parliament ne wacho baba we budget ya amnesty. We use the amnesty, we failed. Most of these people who got wound amnesty are back. Chirevu was given amnesty. Secretary was given amnesty. Babidamu. What we need is to check gagala budget chagala budget n'entwe yacho n'entwe nekigenda ne mu parliament nekiconvincing abantu wabijewa. Tell us, have you got access to the prisoners olutalo lwabadde eggulu? These are idiots. He's an idiot. They don't know how to plan money.
Advise abalonji
chagala kubba kati ekyo chagala Museveni bateekemu ssente mu amnesty. We cannot go back and he doesn't know. Mya know. They are younger people who were not going to school that we are recruited by ADF, the Kadogos. What we have to do is to forget about amnesty. We must rehabilitate these people from gun to skills. That's why I'm suggesting that moderate sheikhs like Chisuli, moderate sheikhs like Katerega should be given an opportunity to come and talk to these boys. This man, because the Muslims have a tradition of marrying widows, the money they are looking for, but who? The commander of ADF. Auntie Nkubolira is married to Jamil Mukulu's daughters.
What?
Yes, they marry. Gundi, Bashir, Yawasa, Banamwandu Baba Jeno Bana Bafira Murutalo. Widows and orphans must be protected. Kakati nkugamba nti bwe kiba gavumenti ekikoze nga kino kyagala kubba ssente mbw amnesty ne gabbika ne wakyagali mu parliament gagaba baba wantono abalwanirwero mwabawameka faba basustain mwatuwameka nikoligintu kino kigenze kubba budget kyagala budget kati ya amnesty. When did you talk to these people? Where are the papers?
But which access?
Nekitwali into yacho mu parliament entwe yacho. These are thieves. They want to create a budget in the amnesty. We don't need amnesty today. We need to rehabilitate these younger people, to uproot these anti-Christian sentiments. Neri babata Congo. Kubanga mweche mutamanyi. The ADF is a Muslim outfit, but Islamic fundamentalists everywhere. In Mozambique, Rwanda defeated the people who came here. I told you that somebody told me that Ugandans are going to Boko Haram using Cameroon border. Why? We demobilized. We have so many soldiers who have been demobilized. The other day policemen were demobilized without giving them any kasimo, tangible kasimo. We have people who have served in countries like Iraq, poverty countries. When they come here, our economy is bad. In many cases, their money was stolen by relatives, so they are here idle. This is going to be a country for mercenaries. In fact, I said that do these intelligence officers, either in ISO or military intelligence, have they ever read this book, The Dogs of War? You can read it. It was written by
The Dogs of War.
The Dogs of War. How mercenaries are recruited to overthrow governments.
How mercenaries are recruited to overthrow the government?
Yes. How do you find Muslim fighters in Mozambique? These are hired mercenaries.
It's a Christian institution.
Yes. How would you find mercenaries in Central Africa? Islamic mercenaries. They are coming from Mali. They have defeated and humiliated the French. The French regional wars. Fear now. Why? South Africa is supply of arms. Two, these people don't fear to die. They can confront the French directly, as Museveni said. That at one time we wanted to suggest that let these people land down and we deal with them. Those who were fighting Gaddafi. That he was proposed. This is exactly what ADF is saying. You land and we deal with you. Mukono ku mukono. So you find them here, trying to cut off Curve of Congo. You find them in Mozambique, which is dominantly a Christian country. You find them in Mali, that's okay, is an Islamic state. You find them in Central Africa. Why? They have an ideology. They have finances. When communism collapsed, we thought that we would have a world dividend. We are not getting it. When the Soviet Union collapsed, people believed that we shall have peace. Today, the challenging issue is terrorism. Okay. And terrorism differs in Kenya. The problem in Kenya was that there are two clans in Kenya. The Somalis. They are the Somalis, but they are divided by their clans. So, when Major General Muhammad was appointed by Moi, after the failed coup, he recruited many Somalis from only his clan. And they started harassing those from another clan. Yes. Two, the other one that were alienated started terrorism activities. Three, it was found out that many Kenyan policemen and soldiers deserted these security forces. Why? It was more paying to become robbers.
Okay.
Hostage holding what? They also have a group of Arabs on the coast, which we don't. Here we have imported Somalis. We have imported the people from Southern Sudan. We have imported that one. I told you, I have no problem with it. We are also hosted by other countries. This is the perception of Ugandan leaders. One, they want refugees. Baba Bireko sent Banaba Federal Prime Minister's office. Chovolaba Oneka Leta Amani. Nakuba Nabanja and the Sigan again that. Me, I cannot talk to my children. Onek, that I should sit with Onek. Because it will be Onek, it will be, we are sharing, we are equals. You either transfer him or transfer me, or I go home. Sisobola kutula n'Onek. Tosobola kuntuuza n'Onek ngenda wange kwebaka. Kuba Onek ayina mukozesa. Kati Nabbanja waddamu mulyanga ayogera. Onek omusajja abbye ssente okuva lwe yava mu energy agirikalisha yonna babubbi. Anudisifu ng'omugamba nti atawanya Nabbanja. Nga ne Museveni yasirika bw'ati.
Nga tuvaawo nga tumaliriza.
Ebyo byamuto bintwala.
Nga tumaliriza. Naye enyondo zibakubye empyo zibakubye mu kabuli bamwe bakubye wakatayo bameka.
Anti nkubulya they don't come near me. Do you know? Tiba tumwebaze for 8 years balabangako physically.
Obagwa batya.
Nze buli tumwebaze n'omulaba mu TV yange nje kubana enjasa.
Tetujja kusuka wano.
Bash kulini nenji.
Tetujja kusuka wano kuba byakuba TV.
Tibalinda bako.
Tonkobira bano sir.
Ani kugambye tibalinda bako. We shall never meet physically. What I want is to give you my money because banku baba or project ya president which are not support banku but to protect their business ya organize. All of the two collapsed. Atemba gazachi. The only problem is that they are pursuing me in private life.
Okay.
Nze njagala kwekola ebyanga mu 60. Jaine emyaka 3. Nja kufiira ku kyenda. Ekitegeeza emyaka ginasa tulina gikolyamu ebyamagezi. Naye wali walowooza mbu ajja kunteeka mwanda we asonsekemu ng'olugosi. Afuna olugosi olwokusa.
Okay.
Nfiirawo.
N'olwensonga eyo tetujja kusuka wano kuba bino ebyokumusonseka gyalina kuba bisonseka. Sijja bisobola. Ate tujja bigumiikiriza ebintu ebyo. Naye nga banamwe bale kutwaga but don't forget, share and subscribe on our programs. Mukulu Mirundi naye nkyamwebazaako kintu kimu musajja buli manyi COVID. Naye go
anti nze sobola genda mu ddwaliro nga ndwadde. Can I go to government hospitals? I die immediately. So you have yes. Because wild animals in the national park, like a lion, A lion knows that it has very little chances of going to hospital. What do? A lion tests. A lion cannot grab a dead animal, even a cat. A capacity message food. Yes. Tegezesa. Empologomekanga nera bechiduka. It must jump on a running. It has tested. Because it has yes. I cannot go to hospitals easily. For you, you are lucky. When you go to a clinic, you change your cabin, remove your trousers. Me is not the case. It can be only be subjected by my children. If the president calls me today to State House, and they tell me that I must be subjected to checking by State House doctors, I come back. So no, safety for myself. I survived the poison for life testing. Tell me one person who has withstood these people, the arrogant fellows with their ill-gotten money and privileged wealth for 9 years. It's me, and I've maintained my closeness with the population. The biggest necessity that in politics we have 2 assets. First one to be young. The second one, because Museveni started in 71.
Okay.
Age helped him. To the population. If government, I can tell you, I can assure you, this Baluku can be in Kasese. They are looking for. That's why monitor insinuated that the head. No, the head is survived. In normal circumstances, I challenged them that if the head of Al Qaeda is supposed to have been killed, what they do, Al Qaeda, is to bring his voice on social media, and we examine. Was it, we look at the beard, has he been where? Is it an old photo or not? But why did the monitor say?
I like that. Yes. I like that analysis.
Yes. Monitor said Baluku is not dead. This is what said is you. And I can buy the idea. Why? That the ADF can just merit. When you look at when they say that we need the caterpillars, we need road construction, I want to tell you, that company Dot had one time been blacklisted by Kajina. But this company belongs to a general called Onomusajja Kankana. Omumanyi? Toseka.
Nedda.
Omusajja yali alwanyisa terrorism Mugenyi. Chino Mugenyi was a smart man, very hard working. Ne bamutwala China nembadi. That man was Mbadi's boss. Ne babatwala bonna China okusoma terrorism n'okutegulira bomb. Kati the Chinese technology was crude. Ne mukuba nervous system. Chino Mugenyi tomulaba ku mikolo. Atambula bwati. Do you know how much money it takes him to survive? Oyinza okusanga Mugenyi exercise akola. Oyinza omusanga tukiyita assassinating nga ba doctor bamukomyawo bukomi. That man is living expensively. He lost his life. He is a hard working man. Neka jina yali amugobye nga company yajemye omulimo amugobye n'okupangisa mu kizimbe kye to be dead. I told Mugenyi, why don't we write a book to inform these younger fellows that you did a job? You were affected because of your contribution to this country.
Okay.
Kakati dots je batuteyo. Kakati kitegeeza. By the time you construct, I've told you that as soldiers merited in Ruwero. In Ruwero it was okay. You could see Banyankole by pointed noses. But in Ruwero, what people don't know, Ruwero is a mixture of many tribes. The Rangis, the Balulu, the Ruos, the Banyarwanda, for instance, and the Baganda. Because Ruwero was asking Naduli. It is one of the most coffee producing areas in Uganda. Okujjako engoma nga mu Lukoola ewali abalaalo naye Eruwero yali productive area n'amasanyalaze gye gali in all areas. Kakati what does it mean? Nti bw'ogenda Eruwero abaluulu baaliyo ono okimanyi nti gundi Makamoti Minister of State for Finance Apollo Makamoti comes from Ruwero.
Okay.
Obote's Minister of Finance comes from Ruwero. Who was the minister in Obote too? Makamoti was a Ruwero man. because of the mix. But when you go to these areas to Chivu, the majority are Abakonzo. So the Balukus can just merit in society.
Within a moment.
They had even planted marijuana farms in Jaga. Bajitunda. Babadde bakoze yensuku. Badde balonze n'abaami. Why? Bayinayo ne chiefs abaabwe. Beba installing, if you fight them, they kill you in public.
Nolwensonga awo tugenda okutandikira nga twebuuza ba chiefs abo bebani babaluku
bebani
akume atakumira mpeera. Do not forget to love our programs. Just be nice to everyone. Katugale nga tuweereza CF Uganda akume atakumira mpeera mwiraba.